In the 5th year after the Hijrah, an army of 10,000 marched forth to crush the Muslims of Medina. This was known as Al-Ahzab, the coalition, made up of the Quraysh, the exiled Jewish tribe, Banu Nadir, and a number of other Bedouin tribes. The Mushrikun and the Jews united together with one clear goal: the destruction of the Muslims. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had only 3,000 fighters and was clearly outnumbered. Then came the genius plan from Salman al-Farsi. He advised to dig a huge trench around the northern part of Medina, which did not have natural protection. For 6 freezing days and nights, all the Muslims dug this trench. Whilst digging, the Muslims came across this huge boulder which they could not move. The messenger struck it once and sparks flew out. He then said, "Allahu Akbar, I have been given the keys of Ash-Sham." He then struck it a second time and said, "Allahu Akbar, I have been given the keys of Persia." And then he struck it a final time, breaking the boulder, and said, "Allahu Akbar, I have been given the keys of Yemen." Imagine, in this situation when the Muslims are surrounded by the enemy and on the verge of annihilation, the Prophet sees a vision prophesying the conquest of Asham, Persia and Yemen. All these prophecies were eventually realized by the Muslims, proving the truthfulness of the messenger and the veracity of Islam. The huge army of Ahzab then arrived at the border of Medina, confused to see this huge trench that couldn't be breached. A brutal siege then began, lasting 25 days. The nights were freezing cold and the Muslims were suffering from severe hunger. And then, to make matters worse, the Muslims learned of the betrayal of Banu Qurayza, who were a Jewish tribe within Medina who broke the treaty with the Muslims and joined the coalition. Allah then sent a miracle. A violent, freezing storm tore through the camp of the coalition, making the conditions unbearable. Abu Sufyan then shouted in rage, "This is no ordinary wind, retreat." The enemies then fled without ever crossing the trench, and the Muslims declared victory. The Battle of Ahzab was a major blow to the Quraysh, and it was their last real attempt to defeat the Muslims. A key lesson we can take from Ahzab is that despite their differences, the enemies of Allah will always unite to harm Islam and the Muslims. This happened then, and it continues to happen today, where they come together to commit atrocities and genocide against Muslims. The Muslims must remain united and determined to face the enemy, despite the odds being stacked against us. Through this determination, Allah will grant us victory, inshallah, as He did for the Muslims during the Battle of Ahzab.